everybody. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to my little show. I hope you're all well this evening. As usual, do please share us out on all your socials, get SPTV out there. And get your comments in as well. So I know there are still some issues with Facebook, but do keep commenting. Whether you're watching from, whether it's YouTube, Facebook, or wherever, do keep your comments coming in. We do like your comments. What we don't necessarily like are your stars. We don't work with stars in SPTV, so don't purchase them on Facebook. We don't need them. All we need is your presence here this evening. So as I say, just share us out to your friends, your family, put it on your socials, get people involved, because on SPTV, which is free, as we know, there are very many talented psychics and mediums who work on this show. So please do share us out, get us out there. But yeah, as always, welcome to my little show. If you're new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm David, in case you didn't know. And if you are a regular viewer, thank you very much for coming back again and watching me this evening. So a few little things just to mention before we get on with it. So the first thing I want to mention is a very exciting event that is coming up in September. So September the 9th, if you're in the Cambridgeshire area, or not just the Cambridgeshire area, if you're in the villages or places around Cambridgeshire outside, at Littleport Village Hall, we're going to have a special evening of mediumship featuring yes, you heard it correct, featuring 4 mediums. There'll be myself, the lovely Bill Hughes, as you know, has his Collective Consciousness show on SPTV as well, and the lovely Glenda Marie. We are coming together to do a demonstration of mediumship, and of course our lovely Nick Brown, who is also a host on SPTV, he will be doing his trance mediumship during the evening as well. So tickets will be on sale from next week. But posters and advertiser will come out as well with more information, but it is just one to put in your diaries. So again, that's September the 9th at Littleport Village Hall in Ely, Cambridgeshire. Do come. It's going to be a fabulous evening. I'm quite excited about it, to work alongside Bill again, and meeting some of the other hosts on SPTV as well. So put that in your diary. Also, again, with the issues on Facebook, just to point out, because people do comment to me, I don't get to see every single person's comments. So just so you know, I'm not ignoring anybody, right? Because people do say to me, didn't say hello to me. It's because I don't always see all of your comments. So just comment away anyway. More comments you put in, the more I see you. So yeah, get your comments coming in, and let's see this evening as well how many shares we can get on my little show. So share out, put your comments in. Let's see how many shares we can get. But with that said, let's start saying hello to some of you viewers, shall we? So we've got Cheryl Flint is the first person. So Cheryl is actually one of my students as well. So hello, Cheryl, watching on YouTube. Stace Shaw, good evening. Stace Shaw. Michaela Hannah, hello to you, watching on Facebook. Stacey Fernan, watching on Facebook as well. Gail Louise Buckley, good evening, watching from Kent on Facebook. Welcome, Gail. Linda Wallace, hello, Linda Wallace. Good evening to you, my darling, watching on YouTube there. Alice, hello, Alice. Alice is watching on Facebook. Yvonne Dickinson as well. Hello to you, Yvonne. Welcome. Limo de Pimo, if I'm saying that correct, apologies if I'm not, but I hope I have said it right. Watching now on YouTube, and thank you for sharing as well. Appreciate it. Tonya, hello. Watching on not Facebook, YouTube. I lost the plot. Kim Byrne, good evening, Kim. Watching on YouTube there as well. Hello, Caroline, another one of my lovely students there, watching on Facebook. Thanks for joining, Caroline, and I'll see you later. Andrea, I'm assuming it's Andrea. Hello to you, watching on YouTube as well. Tammy, hello, Tammy, watching on Facebook. Loving the comments, keep them coming in. Bobby C, hello, watching on YouTube. Christine, hello to you, Christine. Okay, okay. All right. Marvelous. So yeah, keep your comments coming in. Let us know that you are watching. So again, keep your comments coming in. Do share my little show out and share us out, SPTV in general as well. Sarah, hello, Sarah, watching on Facebook there. Nolene, hello, Nolene, again watching on Facebook. Thanks for joining this evening. Jacqueline Short as well. Hello, Jacqueline. Righty ho, and Susan Robin on Facebook as well. So let's get started this evening. So as you know, this is a midweek mediumship show. So of course we're going to do some mediumship as usual. So mediumship is that communication with the spirit world, as you probably know anyway. So as usual, I just leave myself open to spirit and allow spirit to communicate with me in a way in which they want to communicate, right? So if you are new to me, just explain quickly how I work. So I keep myself open. I use all my senses. Spirit communicate how they feel. They want to communicate with me, and I'm very honest with my mediumship as well. I tend to say as I see it, because I've learned over the past few years that I have to trust what I'm receiving from spirit, because they give it to me for a reason. So I say whatever comes into my head, basically. But also we do it with upliftment, positivity, and humor as well, because that's what I'm about. It's not all so serious, right? And spirit don't want us to be miserable. They want us to be happy. They want us to be content, and they want to come through and give you those messages of love and upliftment as well, so we can continue our life as they'd want us to, which is with fun, laughter, and happiness, right? So that's what we do here. So I try to go as direct as I can, but sometimes spirit will just drop in my head. I've got no idea where I'm going, but that's the exciting bit about it. It keeps Richard on his toes in the background. But that's just how spirit work with me, right? They don't always make me go direct. But anyhow, I've already got two spirit people trying to talk to me, right? So I'm trying to sort out in my head where I'm going first. So listen up, people. So the first spirit person that I've got coming in, now this is going to sound quite random, but I am quite random anyway. People know that. I like my random pieces of information because it makes it more specific and less generic. But I feel like I have got an older lady in spirit. I don't know if this is mum. Actually, I think it's grandma. That's probably where I'm going with it. I feel like that I need to go to somebody living with the name of Kelly. I don't. My feeling is it's a Christian name, not a surname. Could be wrong, but I feel like I need to go to somebody with the name of Kelly who is watching, and Kelly will have some kind of no, I will say it. Hang on, has some kind of not not relationship. That's the wrong word. What am I trying to say? Um, there's some kind of connection. That's a better word, to a sheep. Now, I don't know if there's a funny story about a Kelly with the sheep, or whether, and it doesn't necessarily need to be real sheep either, or whether it is there's a soft toy which is a sheep. But I feel like I need to talk to somebody who is called Kelly, or there's a relation called Kelly who is living with some kind of story or connection to a sheep, which I feel is there's humor around it. And it might sound quite generic, but I do feel like the older lady saying to me that recently Kelly has received a sign by way of a feather from spirit. And I don't know whether she looked at it and thought, is that a sign? Or whether she thought it was just some, random act of, I don't know, just a feather dropping in front of her. But there is that thing that's happened recently as well. And I'm getting a Tuesday in relation to this. So I feel it either happened yesterday or a Tuesday is important around that somewhere. But it is an older lady. I feel quite just a nice lady. She feels quite laid back to me. She's not giving me loads and loads of information. But she just does want to come through. If it's not grandma, it'll be an older mother, because it does seem to be that kind of but slightly older age, but of course, if you're slightly older yourself, then your mother's going to be older, right? But it's that kind of feeling that I'm getting from her. So if anyone can understand that, please do comment as quick as you can. Because I know there are delays sometimes on social media from when you put your comment in. All right. So if you can understand that, please do let me know. What else you give me? The month of May has just dropped in my head as well. So month of May would be important. So birthday, passing, anniversary in the month of May. I don't feel it's a name. I think it's the month that's been dropped into my head. This lady that I've got, this older lady, I don't see her being a big lady here. She's quite a small lady. I feel quite slim as well with this lady. But yeah, she does seem a bit older. I want to maybe put her in her 60s or 70s, actually. I don't necessarily want to go older than that unless she looked younger for her age. But I feel like in her 70s would probably be the maximum. Oh, okay. I just number 72 placed in my head. So it's either an age of 72 or the year 1972 would be important. I feel that's where I'm going with that. Oh, dearie me. Jill Reynolds. My niece is Kelly. My grandmother in spirit, Kelly. Went to start about a month ago. Oh, okay. Interesting. So that could be symbolic. Right. Jill Reynolds then. As that does feel right, actually. I just feel a bit pulled there. So Jill Reynolds, please work with me if that's all right with you. So again, Jill, just comment back as quick as you can. So as I've just said, there's something about the month of May which will be important. So again, birthday, passing, anniversary. Feathers will be symbolic to you, and I don't always talk about signs from spirit because they can be, the generic robin and the feather or whatever, butterflies. But it just seems to be important because she keeps placing this feather in my mind. So you've either recently found this feather really randomly and you thought, oh, is that a sign from spirit? Or it is just one of your signs anyway, but she has just placed a feather in my mind. Your mother passed 59. Okay. I feel then it's an older lady because I feel this is more grandmother, if I'm going to be completely honest. That's just my my feeling. Excuse me while I take some water. You get feathers, okay, but 72 does seem important. So again, it's either an age or it's a year that's is symbolic there. But that just does that popped in very, very clearly. 72. 72. Okay, what else do you want to give him, my love? Okay. I want to she's affecting my throat. I don't know if this is to do with you, Jill. See, Sandra E says just missed the beginning. Okay, Jill, I don't know if that. No, that's fine. Yeah, no, I'm with Jill. That's right. So Jill, I don't know if there are throat issues with you, or whether there are throat issues with either your mum or your grandmum, because my throat's been affected here, and I'm trying to talk, but it's like my throat keeps being affected. Daughter born 90 said, I'm not going to change it. So it might be something might need to take away and think about, but I can't change the year because it was clear as 72. So I'm going to keep it with 72 and not change it. Just say spirit will always give me something for a reason, right? Was she asking me to talk about? Okay, I need to get the month of June as well, Jill. All right, so June pops in. So again, it'll be a birthday, passing, anniversary in the month of June. So May and June, those 2 months seem to be important. Oh, you have throat problems. Okay, well I'm feeling them. So it's just, again, I keep wanting to say grandma, so that's what it feels more to me than to your mum. I know you probably want your mum to come through, but obviously I can't pull spirit through or force that particular spirit to talk to me. So I do feel it's a slightly older woman, I've got to say. Just make me aware that she is aware of your throat problems. Okay, now you're giving the color blue, which might sound obvious because it's the throat chakra, but I want to put healing into your throat as well, Jill. All right. So now she's just putting that on me to let me know that she is aware of that. But I do feel, oh, your mum was born June. Okay, so that'll be, maybe that's your grandma's way of trying to get your mum through as well. Oh, one more month. Otherwise, I could just sit here and say all of them, couldn't I? Okay, Jill, I'm going to give you one more month of the year, which is important, which is September, right? So that's just popped in my head. So that's the last that's the last month I'm going to give you, but that's popped in. Give that to me. What? A margarita? A margarita? I don't. You're talking about pizza or cocktail. I don't know what you're talking about. So Jill, I also need to give you a margarita. Now, in my head, when I think of margarita, I think it's of a cocktail, right? And yeah, that's not a name because I got Margaret earlier, but I think it's someone else. But I feel like I've got margarita. It sounds like margarita has just been put in my head. So I don't know if that's a cocktail that she's given me or a name. But that just pops in my head. Your hubby's birthday is September 3rd. Okay, so it's mentioned. So it's referencing hubby. There's putting my feeling there. But I do want to say, Jill, as well. I'm being shown balloons, right? And when I'm shown balloons, that's symbolic for me of a birth. And is it? Oh yeah, it's probably my desk, Richard. So if you see my camera move, people, it's but I'm on my desk and it might be a bit wobbly. So I'm trying not to hit it with my my chair here. So yeah, so I'm seeing balloons, Jill. So my feeling is because when I see that, it's normally symbolic of there is an anniversary or a passing, a birthday that's happening. No, actually, it's going to be an anniversary, not a passing. So there's a birthday or an anniversary which is happening around now. So it's either just happened or there's one coming up that I need to acknowledge. This is not one last month or 2 months ago. This is either just happened or there is one coming up in the family somewhere. Oh, but you do know Margaret passed. Okay, fair enough. What do you want to say, my darling? Okay. She's okay. Now, I've got to be honest, Jill, and say I don't feel it's your mum. I do feel it's an older lady, as I say. I keep saying it feels more like your grandma. And I don't know if your mum has been passed long or something. The feeling is for me that it either doesn't want to connect through to me or she's not ready to connect at this particular moment. And also, what's been said to me is that your mum is your mum is suffering no more. That's just what I've heard in my head. So I don't know how she passed. Spirit don't always tell me how they passed, but I have just been told in my head. Can you tell her that her mum is suffering no more? And I need to be quite clear with that. But that's not coming from your mum. I feel that's coming from this older lady. Oh, she did. That's quite a while ago then. All right, but I just need to say that. And I think you said your brother. Oh, his birthday just happened 4th of July. I think you just said. So again, that would be the anniversary that I feel that Spirit is referencing there. Right, just from that. So you know, they haven't forgotten about the dates. They haven't forgotten about the things that are going on. They're very much aware in the spirit world. Did she have bad headache? Okay. Well, I just had to say what I heard in my head, which is she's suffering no more. In the spirit world, as we know, we don't take those physical things with us. They are kept here with the physical body. They're not taken to spirit. All right. So Jill, I feel like I want to wrap up the reading here. Do you know, I don't feel from what the communication here, from what I'm seeing, what I'm hearing, is that there is a massive life-changing message coming forward. It's more, I feel like this older lady, who I feel like is grandma, is almost speaking on behalf of your mum, which might sound really odd, but it's like she's trying to bring those little bits in relating to your mum as well, rather than your mum communicate directly with me, I've got to say. But I do know there's healing coming in, and it could just be the awareness of she knows there are those issues you've got going on with your throat, and that healing coming in for that. But the last thing I want to say is, this lady's talking about the message for you is, I always had dad come through, never had my mum. Well, that's interesting. Yeah, very interesting. I want to say be persistent. but this is not to do with the communication with your mum. This is to do with your life, right? Just heard, be persistent. And I don't know if this is to do with treatment for the throat, whether there's something going on in your life which you feel like there's a block, right? Sometimes we go through situations where we feel like there is a brick wall in front of us and we can't quite get through it and we feel like giving up. But all I've heard in my head is be persistent, persevere with it, don't give up. So I feel that is the message coming in, along with the healing for the throat that I've got to give you as well, as I've already said. But Jill, I'm happy to actually wrap that message up there for you. Do take your love of your grandma, who I feel it is, and I'm happy to leave that there with you, my darling. Thank you very much for taking that message and acknowledging that message there. So Jill, I'll leave that with you, and thank you once again. Right, hopefully she'll take this off my throat now. Now I've said what I have to say. So people, hello Lisa, nice to see you again as well. So people, do keep your comments coming in. Please do keep on sharing out as well. Share. Obviously, it's much appreciated. And just as a reminder, if you're watching on Facebook, we don't work with stars. So please don't spend your money buying stars, all right? All we need is you, your presence, your comments, and sharing this show out, as well as all the other shows on SPTV as well. Thank you, Sherry, for saying that, my darling. Sandra E, thank you very much for that little comment there as well. Right, let's move on to the next link that I have. And again, this is a link that also came in before I came on. So I've been distracted by Chrissy's comment. We all need a David Hale in our lives. Just to bless you, Chrissy. Thank you. So do I. Right, yes, this is a link that I had again before I came on, who came in with this lady, but I do feel they are separate, so I don't feel I'm going back to Jill there. This is a separate link that I've got. Right, again, apologies to Richard, but I don't know where I'm going, so I'm gonna I've got to put it out because they popped in before I even came on, so I'm trying to be as descriptive as I can with this spirit person. So we try and get to the right person as quick as we can, right? So I know I've got a younger male. Say young. He feels like. Oh, did you lose me? Oh, I'm back. Am I back? Can you see me? Is it out of sync? All right. So yeah, so I've got a young boy coming in, and I feel he was in his teens. I've got to say, that's just my feeling here. So it was a young passing, bless his heart. But when he was here, I feel very full of life, very fun, very active, very playful. He would have been about between 5'3" and 5'6", somewhere around that kind of height. He is quite slim as well. His hair would have been very short on top. For whatever reason, he's wearing a blue t-shirt. I don't know why. Sometimes they show me that. Sometimes it could just purely be that blue is one of his favorite colors. But he's wearing a blue t-shirt, and that's all I can say with that one. Without, I don't know what the context around it is. And the funny thing is doing, I don't know if it's like it's like a wooden handle in his hand. I don't know if it comes from, if it's a broom handle or something like that, but he's holding it, and it's like he's singing into it. It's really odd. You know, if you do like singing or something, you're messing about, you might grab the nearest pole. Like some people would maybe use a hairbrush to sing to themselves in the mirror. He's got this broom handle, and it's almost like he's playing about with it, like he's singing into this broom handle, like it is some kind of microphone. That's what I'm seeing in my head. So again, I do feel it's the fun of him, the playfulness of him, and I do. My feeling is, it's just a feeling here. My feeling is that his passing was, it does feel like, I want to say an accident. I could be wrong with that interpretation. It's just that I don't feel that he died from an illness. I don't feel he died from, being like being sick. I feel like, um, yeah, he shouldn't have gone when he went, if that makes sense. I do feel that there's a tragicness about it, is what I will say. That's how it that's just how it feels to me. Okay, Stay Sure is saying, sounds like my best friend's son. I have a photo of him in a blue t-shirt and a hoodie. He was a singer, busker, and guitar player. Okay, Stay, so do you understand he was quite young? Because I'm seeing a youngster here. His passing was an accidental death. Oh, I see. Stace, I could be with you. I'm going to try and get some more information, Stace, for you. All right, just to make sure I've placed the link with the right person. What else do I want to say there? Okay. All right. Okay. I've got to give the month of October, Stace, as being important. So I don't know if that's to do with his passing or his birthday or something to do with you, but October has just been placed into my mind. But I just feel with him I want to call him a good kid, because it just feels like that to me. It just feels like he was having fun. He enjoyed life. He was doing something that was his, I guess, passion. He was late teens. Thank you. So I was right on that. So Stace, I'm going to work with you, my darling. What are you showing me that for? Okay, right. Stace, I'm going to work with you. So stick with me. Thank you very much for taking this. Now, Stace, I don't know how much you know about him, right? But I'm just going to give you what I'm getting. So whether you might know it, I don't know. You might know it. You might need to check it. But I'm gonna give you it. What it's showing me now is it looks like a cheese toasty. Again, it's the random things, but I like them because it makes them specific, right? But I've got a cheese toasty that I'm being shown to give you. I don't know if it's got, but it keeps showing me tomatoes. I don't know if it's a cheese and tomato toasty or tomatoes are separate as a separate thing, but that's what I'm being shown. So I need to give that to you as well. All right. I feel October Halloween was his favorite holiday. Okay, fabulous. Um, I feel as well. I know we've already established who's a musician, busker, whatever, but I do feel like that he did also write his own music, because there's a thing of I've got to talk about the lyrics. The lyrics. Now, what is showing me? I'm being shown a piece of paper with, I feel, his words written on this paper. And I feel like that the family, I don't know if you're going to know this, but I'm giving it to you as I'm getting it. Whether you know if his family have kept that piece of paper with the lyrics on it. It could have been read out at his funeral, like like his own eulogy or something. It just seems that, because he keeps saying from heaven, from heaven. So I don't know if there was a song called From Heaven, or whether there's something about that in these words. But I've seen this paper, which I feel that someone has got, and they've kept those words because they mean something to them. Um, let's see. Deborah Long, my James, I called him my blue-eyed boy. Deborah, hold on to that. I'm going to come to you in a second, right? So I feel there's a separate link. I'm going to continue working with Stace, but I'll come back to Deborah in a moment. He loves songs with lyrics. He did start writing his own songs. Okay, so I do feel that paper was found with his words on it, and again, I'm going to say I feel like someone has kept them, obviously as like a memento for him, from him. Okay, what else? What else? What else? Okay. That's a funny way of putting it across to me, but I'll say it. Now, Stacey, my feeling is he's saying to me he doesn't want people to cry for him. And as he's very musical based, right? So he's one of these people that he could turn anything into a song, right? Because as he said, "Don't cry for me." I've heard in my head, "Don't cry for me, Argentina." I don't know if he's being funny or whether it's just that's how he's getting that message through to me, but I've heard "Don't cry for me" because he is forever singing in the spirit world. He continues his music in the spirit world, and he will forever sing, right? Um, and maybe that's why he kept saying from heaven, from heaven. It's like he's singing from heaven. So his, although I feel he was quite, I don't say new into the music, but I don't know if he had started that music long before he passed. But it's like it's continuing that in spirit. So that music will always be part of him because I do feel that he was somebody who lived the music, right? Some people just sing for a living, right? But I just feel like for him, that music was part of him. I'll ask his mum; she would have that paper. But yeah, ask his mum. Just ask her just to confirm that. But I do feel that's what he's trying to show me. Um, okay. I don't know if he played an instrument, Stace, because it keeps saying to me the strings, and the strings to me, my mind goes to a guitar. Now, obviously, there are a lot of other instruments that have strings, but that's where my mind goes, right? But it just keeps mentioning the strings, the strings. It's like this is going to sound a real cliche and a bit airy fairy, which I'm not, but it's almost like I can see him up there just sitting. I was going to say sitting on a cloud because that just sounds ridiculous, I know. But it's almost like that's the a kind of image that he wants to conjure up, that he's sat on that cloud with his guitar and is just strumming away to himself. As I've said that, I've just seen 3333 on the clock. So that's a magic number to me. A guitar he played, thank you. But it's almost like that's how he wants friends, family to remember him. He's just sat up there, mind his own business, playing his guitar, singing his songs, and that's really how he wants people to remember him. Don't remember him. Don't be sad. No, while you think of him. I know people are going to be sad, but for him, he's still doing his thing in the spirit world, right? Let's just see if he's got anything else that he wants to say to me. What? You're mentioning food again. What are you talking about? Okay, Stacey, Stace. I don't know if it's Stacey or Stat. I'm gonna call you Stace. Um, I don't know what this is. Oh, he would so be playing on the cloud. Okay, fab. As long as you understands it, I don't mind. Because that's just what I was. That's the image he was projecting into my mind. I've got to mention the muffins. The muffins, and they're like chocolate muffins. Double? No, are they double? Triple? Okay, triple chocolate muffins. So again, it's random, but it hopefully it's something that is specific that only you would know, right? Totally random, but I've got to give you these triple chocolate muffins. Just got to mention them. So he must have liked his food. That's all I can say. Um, okay. Anything else you want to give me? No. So, Stace, I want to wrap up here with the message. He just wants people to know that he is okay. He knows that he is forever loved, and he keeps talking about knowing that he is in people's hearts. And that again, that might sound obvious, but it's just what is placed in my head. He knows how much is missed. He knows it is forever in people's hearts, but he wants those hearts to be full and not broken, if that makes sense what I'm saying. He wants people down here to continue living with happiness. And I don't know if people are, he keeps talking about actually before he goes oh, we called you Stacey. Now that's interesting because that slipped out my mouth. So he's obviously making me say that to you. Oh my God, roll on the floor, disaster muffins. He got covered in chocolate. Well, get out of it. Stay there. I must be psychic. And see, that's why I say whatever comes into my head because it might sound really mad, right? But you get it. Again, what was I saying? I don't know if someone's carrying. It's like I'm carrying on his legacy. So I don't know if because when someone says to me they're continuing my legacy, it's normally they're continuing something they've done, whether it be they set up a charity or some kind of, I don't know, helpline or center or something. But it's like he's aware that his legacy is being continued, and he's aware of it. And it's not giving me any context around that. Only you would know that. So I hope you can understand that. I just need to place it there because he keeps going on about his legacy, his legacy, his legacy. So I'll leave that there with you. But yeah, ultimately, he just wants people to know that he is fine. He is still singing his songs on his guitar, sat up on that cloud, and that he doesn't want people to worry about him. He is okay. And with that, Stace, I'm going to leave his love with you. If you can pass any of that on to, his family, his parents here, we'll get them to watch this back. Please do, because he just wants them to know that he is fine. All right. So Stace, I question, I question myself all the time. I think my other half calls me psychotic, not psychic. But Stace, yeah, I'll leave that with you. Thank you very much for taking that message. I shall leave it with you. I'll grab some more water, but I do want to come back to Deborah Long, actually. Yes, please. I'm going to have a look at her comments now. So Deborah Long, if you're there, I am going to come to you. So you're James, I called him my blue-eyed boy. He passed October, car crash. Okay. He was 19. Oh, he also played guitar. He found his song, died in October. Okay. So there are similarities here. Was a treasure. What a treasure was to find. Okay. Right. James played guitar. Okie dokie. Just bought his first guitar in August before he was killed in October. Okay, right, that will do. Otherwise, it feeds me. Yes, I came downstairs and he's playing last time. Okay, so that guitar is important. So I feel like we start the James. Okay, so you got the legacy as well. All right. So I feel this is a case of a double link here. And this is where, for those that are not familiar with it, I'll just explain it. So what can happen is when one spirit steps forward, to give their evidence, if there's another spirit person up there, and they're obviously not related at all, but if there's another spirit person up there who sees that the person in front of the queue, so to speak, has similarities with them, they latch onto that and go, right, I've got similar things here, so I'm also going to come in to make sure that my person also gets their message. And this is what I call piggybacking. They piggyback onto the other to come in so they can give multiple messages at the same time, all right? Which I feel has happened there. But what I do like to do, I do like to separate those energies so the other person gets their own personal message, right? So Deborah, I'm going to come to you and work with you with a separate message for you, all right? So bear with me, Deborah, while I just kind of link back into that energy there. Okay, so Deborah, I know you've already mentioned August and October as being important to James, right? But what I've also just had placed in my head is the month of February, all right? So again, February would be a birthday passing anniversary, if not related to James directly. It could also be to do with you, but February seems to be important here. Okay, now it's okay. Now, I also want to say, Deborah, James' personality is very similar to the previous link here, because I feel like he was, again, he makes it feel full of life, happy, enjoying himself, and what he did, Deborah, is that he he skipped in. And I feel like he's probably messing about there. He didn't, as I've asked him to step forward, he's not kind of walked in and shown himself. He's almost skipped in, and I guess that part of that is just bringing his personality in. Where I do feel that there was that jovial side of him. I do also feel though, Deborah, that your James was quite sensitive. I want to say there's a lovely sensitive side to him as well. A very It's fun, uplifting, but it's also a gentle soul, is what I want to say. So if you can understand that, please get your comments in, just so I know you're still there. And again, I know there's the slight lag on the Facebook comments as well, so we just have to bear that in mind as we're working through this. It's talking about how do I say that? Mum, your birthday is February. Fabulous. All right. So it's just, I guess it's just acknowledging you and acknowledging his mum. Now it's talking about mum hugs, mum hugs, mum hugs. Yeah. So it's you must have given really nice hugs, my darling. He's talking about missing or wanting mum's hugs, mum's hugs. All right. It said that to me as well. He covered his sadness, bless it. Yeah, because it's not coming across to me as being someone sad. The way he got it across to me was that he was quite sensitive. So I guess things that would be said to him or things he felt, he would have felt them deeply, is what I want to say. And I feel that maybe that his music, the playing the guitar was a way of maybe channeling some of that sadness and expressing himself in that kind of way using music, is probably what I would say with that. The what? The yes, mum hugs. Good, as long as you understand that. Now, Deborah, there is. Okay, I'm just going to say what he said to me. He's talk about the fence. The fence. So I don't know if it's a fence in the garden or whatever. I don't know if there are issues with with the fence, or you recently painted the fence. I don't know. I don't tend to interpret everything because that's where things can go wrong, right? And you misinterpret it. But it's just mentioning the fence, if you understand what he's talking about here. So, but I feel it's something that's happened or it's going on to do with the fence. Whether it's broke, there's a hole in it. Don't know, you're painting it. I don't know what it is. But it's just talking about the fence, which I have to mention as well. Who is very smart. I have no doubt. I have no doubt. What else do you want to say? Yes, you understand the fence. Fabulous. As long as you get it, that's absolutely fine. It's just his way of acknowledging that this is him stepping forward. Would you understand, Deborah, an issue with the brain? Because he keeps just he brings me to his head, and then he mentions the brain. So I don't know if and I did already mention the car crash, right? So I know that whether there was a brain injury or there was the injury to the head, but it just draws me to my head. And mentions the brain. It doesn't show me any damage or anything, but that's just what he's mentioning. But I don't want to see those kind of things anyway, right? But I'm just being drawn to my head, and he mentions the brain. So for me, it would symbolize that there was something here, right around the head, the brain. But as just said, not anymore, not anymore. So again, we know that any injury, illness, anything physical that we have, or that a result of an accident or whatever, we don't carry that to the spirit world because it's saying not anymore, not anymore. So I feel like he's talking about himself. I know you've said there, I'm going for tests for dementia. Okay, bless you. But I don't necessarily feel he's talking about that. I guess he's talking about himself because he's saying that he is okay. There's none of this anymore. Oh, bless you. Well, okay. It just said to me that like you held his hand, he's going to hold yours. So my feeling is, and I could be wrong, but my feeling is that after his passing, you either went to see him and held his hand or touched his hand. He's talking about holding his hand, and he's going to hold yours while you're going for your tests. So you know that your boy is going to be with you for those tests, right? So you're not by yourself. So I want you to know he will be there in spirit for those tests, just held in your hand, just as you held his. All right. And I don't know if you have a daughter, like 'cause he keeps talking about the sister, but I'm not getting any context around whether I have a photo of just our hands holding get out of it. Fabulous. So again, validation that this is your boy stepping forward. All right. But yeah, it keeps mentioning the sister. I don't know if it's his sister is talking about, or you have a sister, but it does talk about the sister. But it's not giving me any other context around it. It just says mention the sister. So I am. Okay. Now, as I've said that, Deborah, I was the only one standing by his casket. Bless you. And Deborah also, it's trying to give me, I feel, the name of a female, and it's something like, it could be like Carla, Carly. It's that kind of K name, whether it's a begins with a K or a hard C. It's that kind of name that it's trying to give me. So it's like a Carla, Carly. I can't think of any other names at this particular minute because my spirit brain is engaged and my logical brain is not. But it's that kind of female name it's trying to give to reference as well. You're looking, are you? Okay. It just said to me, is looking smart. It's got his best. I feel like I've got my best shirt on. I'm looking dapper. I'm looking smart. Is what it's just said to me. Can you let my mum know that I'm still a handsome boy. I got to say that as well. And this is not because he's arrogant, right? That's not what I'm saying. It's just trying to identify himself a little bit more to you. I was at Kaylin. I never would have got that name. That's why he gave me Carly, Carla, Kaylin. Thank you very much. That's what it is. And it is his sister. Fabulous. So again, there he's just I'm not identifying. He wants to acknowledge his sister as well, right? As to not leave her out of the conversation. And it's just saying, Deborah, that she will be all right. She will be all right. And your sister passed a year ago in February. Okay. And I did say February as well, didn't I, earlier? So it could be a double link there as well. So Deborah is just saying that his sister, so that she will be all right. She will be all right. So the feeling is there that he's seeing that there's stuff going on around her. I don't know if this is the grief of losing her brother or whether she's got other stuff that's going on that she's finding quite tough. But she will be all right. She will be all right. It could also be, I'm getting anxiety around her. I just said there she's getting married in August. Fabulous. But I don't think she's a little bit anxious about that, or there's other stuff going on that she's anxious about. But it's just saying she'll be all right. She'll be all right, and tell her not to worry because he'll be there, right? And he'll be at the wedding. And maybe that's why he's telling me that he's looking dapper, that he's looking smart. He's got his best shirt on. So maybe he's getting ready for this wedding as well, eh? So look out for those signs from him. I will say, Deborah. But Deborah, as I just wrap up this message here, do know that your boy is very much still a part of your life. You know that anyway. That is always going to be by your side. That's never going to that's never going to end. It's always going to be there. I honestly feel like he's going to be at the wedding in August. Look out for those signs because I'm sure you're going to see one. And I want you to know that he is all right. He is put together, is in one piece, is looking handsome as ever, got his hair nicely done, looking dapper. And he's got that good energy about him. All right. And I want to say, I've never heard this before, have I? It's saying, Deborah, it's almost like don't allow that accident to define me. But I feel that's almost saying one of the hardest things to do when you're fully aware of how a loved one passes the hardest thing to do sometimes is to separate that image of an accident to the image of your boy of how he was before, so right. So I feel like it's trying to get you to separate them and think of him as him, and not think of him in the accident or how he passed. It's like, that doesn't define me. I am me. That was just an accident. So remember him as we've described here through his personality as well, Deborah. So Deborah, I am happy to leave that message with you, and do take his love. That's amazing. While you were talking, I said out loud, talk about Kaylin's wedding. Oh, well, there you go. Is listening to conversation, love. As spirit always do, they know far more what's going on than I do. So, Deborah, I'm glad that makes sense, and I'm glad he came through for you. All right, I'm very happy for you, and his sister. All right, and oh, it's July now, isn't it? So August is only next month. So I wish her well in her wedding as well. Fabulous. And now it's time for the adverts. Roll tape.
MySpiritualDirectory.com is the one of the fastest growing online free listing service. Our search directory offers geolocation feature, rating ability, review system, map location, customer comment, YouTube video, gallery, social media sharing, direct contact with the lister, simple online booking and payment system. It's free to register and use. It even creates your own mini web page, which you can update at any time, and yes, it's still free, no monthly or yearly fees. 100% free. Creates your own profile page. Add social media and other links. Add a mini gallery and a YouTube video. Rating, reviews and comments. Includes online booking and payments. So, if you're looking for a medium, or a reader, even a church, maybe a healer, or any other spiritual service, then visit myspiritualdirectory.com.
My Spiritual Designs, ethical creativity for spiritual people. myspiritualdesigns.com. A new service offering graphic and website designs, along with video animations for those who serve spirit in their own way. We can create promotional videos with voiceovers and music, and custom-made apps. There are no monthly or yearly fees. No off-the-shelf solutions, all personalized to match your own unique vision. Our website deals offer your very own online events, service booking system which accepts PayPal and Stripe payments. A contact form, gallery, and video player. Our website deals starts from as little as £150 up to only £210. For more details, please visit myspiritualdesigns.com.
Tonight from 8 p.m, join us for our popular show, Live with Spirit, which offers the opportunity for different readers to demonstrate their mediumship or psychic abilities.
And we're back. So I hope you enjoyed this advert, so little updates of what's to come. So again, thank you very much for joining this evening. We are obviously going to keep going for a little while, but do keep your comments coming in. A lovely comment there from Deborah saying, thank you so much, David Hale. You are very welcome, Deborah. Very welcome. So keep your comments coming in. Keep sharing it out. Let's see how many comments and shares we can get this evening, shall we? Yeah, keep them coming. Hello, Michaela. Watching there on Facebook. Oh, I've got someone dropping me head. Suzanne Riches, hello to you as well. Right, hang on a second. Right, where am I going? Thank you, Andrea, for saying that. Lovely, jubbly. Thank you. Watching there on YouTube. Okay, I don't know who this is. Right, I don't know where I'm going either. So again, this person just dropped in my head as I was talking there. It's disrupting my flow. Right, who have we got? Who are you? Yeah, I know you're playing tennis. Right, I've got. That's all I'm seeing. This could be Michaela. I don't know. It could be because as I saw Michaela's name, this image dropped in my head. So I don't know yet, so don't quote me, but let's see what's going on. Hello, Lisa Hemingway. Thank you very much for loving it. We love you being here. Right, all I know is I've got a gentleman just in my mind, and again, he seems relatively young, but not a child. This is an adult. I may want to place him in his late 20s or 30s, just from what I'm seeing, because I feel this man passed way before his time. He was, I feel, relatively fit, relatively active because he's playing tennis. All I'm seeing him doing in my head is his serving a tennis ball. It's not. I don't feel it's badminton. I have to make that clear. I know they're separate sports, but no, it's like I have thrown a yellow ball up in the air and I'm smacking it with a racket. And I'm not very sporty at all, right? But I know this is tennis I'm seeing. But I do feel relatively fit with him in serving this tennis ball. So I do feel that it's more than just being sporty. I feel like tennis probably was a big part of his life. um, and it's making me aware of how tanned he was. He's got tanned skin, but it's almost like he was very proud of having tanned skin. But I also feel like it's symbolic of someone who really looked after themselves. They really, again, fit. Could have been in the gym as well. But there's sports. He would have had dark hair. That's what I'm seeing. I don't see a blonde man here or a lighter haired person. I feel like he would have had dark hair. But yeah, active, handsome, dark skin. You got blue eyes as well, like the last one. All right. It's telling me it's got blue eyes as well. So those blue eyes really stood out to people. He's quite popular as well, and that could have been the way he looks. He does look quite good, I've got to say. But I feel like he's quite popular with people. He feels quite social, and I feel like he did like people. He's not the kind of person I feel who would have kept himself to himself. I do feel like he did like to go out, but he did look after himself. He dressed well, I want to say as well. And I do feel like he did like the finer things in life, I've got to say. That's just how it makes me feel as well. It's got car keys in his hand, and I don't know what the car is, so I'm not good with that. But I feel like he's got car keys in his hand. He's going to his car. So I do feel like he would have loved his car as well. Quite proud of his car. And I do feel like I don't know if he just had a lot of money or whether he just worked hard for the money, if that makes sense. I just feel like he did like the finer things. I feel like the car is showing me, and I really don't know what it is. I don't get the brand, not the brands, the models put in my mind. But I do feel like this was quite a nice car, I've got to say. That's what it's shown me so far. If anyone can understand this so far, do let me know. Is he saying hope? No, do you know what? The way some mediums are really great at getting information about how someone passed. Spirit don't work like that with me. They'll give me other stuff like months and other bits and pieces that are quite random, but a spirit person very rarely says to me, I died like this, right? So unless I get the information, obviously I don't give it because I'm not getting it. So but again, he doesn't make me feel like I'm ill or sick. I don't feel that way. And sometimes, although I say I don't normally get how somebody passed, I normally get a feeling of whether they were ill for a long time, whether it was sudden or what have you. But I don't it's not making me feel ill, but it's the kind of person that even if he was ill, he wouldn't have admitted it or said it to anybody. It's like he would have kept it to himself. But again, I'm not necessarily feeling like I am sick, basically. So all I will say with that is I do feel that we didn't expect his passing, whether it was an accident or whatever it was. I just feel like it was just a bit of a shock because I feel it was expected. And I feel like it's always on the phone. I'm always on the phone. I was always on the phone, and it was on his mobile, but I feel like I was on it quite a lot, whether it was talking or texting. I don't know, but it was always on the phone as well. Again, it could just be the social part of him, whether he had business to attend to, but I just feel like he seems to be always on this phone. I don't know if I'm getting anything. January. All right. January is also important. So birthday, passing, anniversary in the month of January. That's, you just put that straight into my mind as I'm asking here. I can see Caroline's comment, but I don't feel it's with you, Caroline. I've got to be honest. I'm just going with the feeling here. So if anyone can take this, you need to be able to understand the majority of what I'm saying. So the description, how he looked, the other things that I've said, the sports and things like that as well. I'm looking at Limo de Pimo. I don't know if I'm there either. I'm not getting that pull. Yeah, I've got to be honest and say, I know you said he was a blonde man. I don't see a blonde person, and I don't tend to be wrong with those kind of things. I can always be wrong, right? I'm not infallible. Always be wrong, but I'm not seeing a light-haired person here. It keeps showing me darker hair. That's what I'm seeing. Again, tanned, playing tennis, so sports-like as well. Looks after himself. Nice clothes. Never would have seen him scruffy ever, ever, ever. And I also don't get the feeling of being shot either, Lee. I would tend to get something like that. I don't feel like I don't like I've been shot, as you've said there. So I don't want to make it fit. I don't ever make anything fit. Either fits or it doesn't. If there's anyone else there that can understand any of this so far. Nicola Parts sounds like a friend that passed quite a few years ago, but not very sporty. I can't change it because that's what I'm seeing in my head. Unless Nicola, someone living that's related to him, is sporty, or there is some kind of tennis connection. That's the only way that would fit there, because I can't change what I've seen. All I'm seeing is tennis, and I do feel like a guy that looked after himself. Anne as well. Okay, let me try and get something else, right? Just to make sure I go to the right person. Because obviously I don't want anyone to go home with someone else's dead relative. No, you want your own relative. Where is she at? I know my cousin was definitely fit and pass unexpected. Let's see. I can take bits, but not all. Maybe I'm not convinced, Limo, to be honest. Again, I'm not going to make it fit. Give me something else. Can I go back to Xi'an? My pull is more there, is to be honest. I'll see if I can work, if that's where the link is. And Xi'an, if you're watching, obviously you are, would you understand the car, that liking or really being into his car? I don't necessarily want to say into cars in general, but quite proud of his car. And I feel like it's a dark car. Now I'm seeing it a little bit clearer. I don't know if it's a real dark grey or black. It's not a light coloured car that I'm perceiving. So Xi'an, would you be able to understand that? Just to make sure I've got the right link here, because I always want to make sure the right person is getting the information. It feels right. That's where I am. Not sure what he drove. Fair enough. But Xi'an, I'm going to continue there because I feel like I'm stuck here. If that makes sense. It's like I'm like, I'm here and I don't want to go to anyone else. So Xi'an, let me work with you for a second more. All right. So I don't know how much you know about your cousin, but I do feel like it's him coming in. I've got to say. Let's see what else he wants to give me. Now, Xi'an, I don't know if your mum is still here or not, but it keeps mentioning mum, but I feel like it's mentioning your mum. Now, I'm not seeing an older lady step forward, right? So I can't say that she's stood here, but I don't know if she has passed or not. But all he's mentioning is your mum, your mum, your mum. But I feel it's to do with your mum and not his. So just confirm to me if mum is still living or if she has passed, because it just keeps calling out mum, mum, mum. But I don't feel it's to do with him. I feel it's to do with her and something going on with regards to that. Oh, do I? All right. I know I said it before, I don't always talk about signs and symbols or whatever, but Shan, would you understand your link to butterflies? But it was a very social person. Yeah, no, he is definitely a very social person. Absolutely. Would not have kept your mum is still here. That's fine. Would you understand then, Shan, that your mum is in some need of healing? Because I feel like his mum's still here as well. I feel it's more your mum is talking about. It might sound odd as to why he's doing that, but I want to come to your mum. That's where I'm drawn to go. I want to put, or he wants to put, healing around your mum. So I hope you understand that. I don't know whether she's going through, I don't know what it is, whether it's a medical issue, whether it be emotional, mental, or physical. But I feel like I want to put healing around your mum. To be honest, that's where I want to go with that one. But yeah, as I said, butterflies. I don't know if they're symbolic to you, but it keeps showing me butterflies. So again, that they are signs from spirit, or whether you are just linked to butterflies in some kind of way. It just seems to be, Xian, very busy, busy, busy. Yes, butterflies my link with my grandma that has passed. Okay, fab. So I guess it's just using these little things, just identify that it is this link is for you. Your mum has type 2 diabetes. Okay. So I guess it's I was jumping. Oh, that's my sorry, that's me hitting the desk again if I'm jumping up and down. Yeah, so that's just him. Just again, that's the reason why he's putting that healing around your mum. Then, if she's got, I don't know if she's if not taking her medicine right, or whether she is just having certain episodes with it. I don't know, but the healing is just coming in for your mum, just so you know. Xian, he does also show me the month of February as well, and I've had it already for the previous reading, but February does keep coming in, so I got to mention February to you as well. But it's like he keeps coming in and out. It just seems very preoccupied and very busy. And I feel like that was him all the time. That he was either always on the phone, he was always seeing someone, he was always doing something, but it just seems really busy, really preoccupied. And it's kind of coming in and going out and coming in and going out. That's just, I guess, part of his personality, right? I do feel like he worked very hard, though, I've got to say. I think he worked very hard for what he had. Is there anything else you want to say to me, my friends, so we can start wrapping up? Okay. Jellyfish. Are you sure? Right. Xian, there's a memory or something to do with jellyfish. So I've got to give a jellyfish. I have no idea what that's about, but it just said, can you tell her jellyfish? So I'm giving you jellyfish. My sun gist is in February. Okay, so maybe that's what that link is. But February seems to be important. Yes, he was definitely very active, and he still is, because he's not standing still for a minute. It's like in out, in out, in out. It's got this. It's on the phone here, doing this, doing that, doing a bit of business. So I don't know if it's quite business minded as well. I just feel like there's always got business going on, is what I want to say with that. But Xian, I guess he's not really necessarily come in with a massive or life-changing message, to be honest. I don't know whether he wants to make himself known and present, so it's not forgotten about, not that we will forget about our loved ones, whether it's come in just to jog a memory or something. It's just coming just to make himself aware, basically. It's not really saying a lot more with regards to a message. But I do know that the one thing he is desperately wanting to give is putting that healing around your mum as well, all right? Maybe that's why he's come in, just to give that healing, or to let you know that your mum is getting that healing from the spirit world. But apart from that, he's not saying a massive amount else, right? But just wanted to just make his appearance here. No idea about maybe find it out, maybe ask someone, because just clearly said to me jellyfish. So I don't know if there's a memory or a story about someone being stung by a jellyfish. Maybe I don't know about. I don't know if it's jelly. No, he said jellyfish. Oh, fish made out of jelly. Oh, what's that? Oh. Oh, okay. Oh, I didn't know that. So, Shan, what Richard just said to me in my ear is that when he was young, there were sweets or candy, um, fishes made like like the soft, chewy sweets, like jellyfish, and not a jellyfish as in one you'd find in the sea. Maybe that's maybe that's what it is. I don't know. Um, but that's how I'm going to wrap it up there for you, Cheyenne. Right? Hope you can understand some of it and just take what he said as well. Some of it you might need to go and research, I don't know, but he's definitely stepped forward just to make himself aware and just say that he is out, that he's all right, is back to business, doing what he's doing, looking how he's looking. That yeah, and that's just him just bringing his personality in, I guess, saying this is me, I've not gone anywhere. But yeah, that's it. So Shian, thank you very much for speaking up there. I know we got there in the end. That was a bit of a tougher one, that one, but we made the link all the same, I feel, and I do feel I was with the right person, I've got to say, there with Cheyenne. So thank you very much, Cheyenne, and I'm going to wrap that message up there, all right? And that's it for another week, ladies and gents. As always, thank you very much again for watching my little show. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, all I would ask you to do is share this out, share SPTV out in general on your socials. Again, we have some fabulous psychics and mediums that work on this channel, and obviously Richard, producer in the background, doing all the hard work here as well. So, so yeah, do share us out, as we love to to be here to serve you guys as well. So, but that's it from me. I shall be back in 2 weeks' time, again, same time of 6 p.m. Now, look after yourselves, all right? Take care, and I'll speak to you all again very soon.